Hi there, MK345. Regarding your question on how to color adjacent faces between components, meaning contact faces. Seems like you have some tooling situation there where you have the target and the tool in two separate part files. Now, the obvious one here would be to utilize the assembly clearance and let it kind of live in the assembly environment. As I do not quite understand why you want to color, I know that you explained, and you're basing something off that color. I kind of figured that I'll introduce some solution for you here. I remember that in a previous company of mine, we did this with a bit of KF code, and it was fairly simple. It was for another purpose, but you can actually do this in the modeling environment as well. Now, so if we have a look at your situation here, we can see that we have an assembly. We've got two components in there, and those two components happen to be parametric. So component one is just a body, component two is a body. And if we look at them in the assembly environment, we can see if we hide component two, that has been used to create the kind of recess area there. Now, if this would be done entirely in NX, this would be non-issue, because that cavity there would be formed by subtract operation, which means that that feature could be colored, and it could be maintained colored as well, which would be beneficial for you. So one way would be to either recreate that situation, which would make this more stable for you if you have an automatic setup downstream, depending on that color and that cavity. Now, let's not go there as for now. Let's see what we can do about this. So the clearance analyze will create curve and point objects for you. That will mark that area that is of communality. However, you want to color those faces as well, and that is not provided within. Now, in order to do that, assume that it is in component one, you need the coloration done, so to speak. So let's make component one the work part. I'm gonna associatively copy some geometry across. That will be component two. And then we move to component one, which now contains the linked body there. Now, to continue this, we need to set up a analyze, and we will do that by utilizing the checkmate tool suite, and we will set up a test I have already prepared, so I don't have to look for it, but it will be one of the tests that is called embedded faces. You'll find that under the SASIG PDQ tests, and you will be able to set it up there. Now, since I have the geometry as the checkmate run partwise, that's why you need to create the link. Otherwise, you could have potentially run it between the assemblies. But checkmate does this inside the part, meaning that you will have to create that link. Anyway, if we set up that test, execute the check, I have now set up this so that it will give me a warning, or rather information, not the warning. By default, this type of check would be a error. So we get a big red box here. We can see that we have the object sets here that are, you can see them highlighting in the graphical window there. Now you can here select all the associated objects, and you can just simply change the color on them. let's make them, let's say they are coincident, so let's make them green. And that means that all those faces should now be green. You can see that that is green and that is green. So that is probably how I would go about this to help your situation for those various tools. And unless you want to create some little program for you that does the selection between those components and the communality. Now, with that, I'm going to leave you, and I hope this might help you in your further endeavors. So, all you good people out there, take care, be safe, and above all, stay healthy. Over and out from Fred. Bye for now.